What's up, y'all? Y'all now tuned into the best radio show in the galaxy from Venus with Love. I'm Venus, and per usual, we have a special guest with us today, and I'm gonna go ahead and let them introduce themselves.
Oh shit, we here in the galaxy. You
know?
Nah, it's iLLWiNK. What's happening, y'all? We're in my studio, Unit 1. I usually interview folks in this room or make music or whatever, but now I'm being interviewed. We chatting. Venus is here. You feel me? So we're gonna get into whatever,
Oh, for sure. So before we get started, I have a few important messages. If you're watching this on YouTube, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. You gotta say at the beginning too, because you know how people's attention.
But it's like people don't be subscribing. Like
you just gotta keep saying it. They'll get it. They'll get it. If you're listening on SoundCloud, make sure you like, comment if you're into that, follow, share with your friends, and most importantly, stay tuned after the conversation for the DJ mix. This is a radio show, so I like to emphasize the musical aspect. So at the end of every conversation, I do have a DJ mix, whether it's for me or whoever my guest is. It's gonna be some music played. So now that that's over with, how have you been?
Oh shit, I've been chilling. Like over the last, it's September now. I don't know when this gonna come out, but over the last month I've been chilling, really just taking it easy. I ain't even gonna lie. Like niggas taking my camera has me vexed. Like that that shit's crazy.
Damn.
Fuck my motion up a little bit.
But I still saw you've been posting stuff.
It's like because I had backlog content. I'm out of it now. I'm out. I'm bone dry.
So what does that look like for you now?
I've just taken the time to pivot, and I dropped a beat tape this week. Just a lot of music that I've been sitting on and working on. I just haven't taken the time to sit down, curate it, consolidate it, and package it, put it out. So with that being said, I just kind of been refocusing my effort. I didn't realize how much time I'd be spending editing footage. I was constantly editing shit because I was dropping every week, every Wednesday, 31 weeks straight.
That's good if you're consistent, because I'm trying to get to that point.
Yeah, but then, niggas fucked that up. So it's still trying to raise money to, get a new camera or whatever.
If you were to ever, get that, I don't want to say ever, because it's going to happen, but once you get your camera situation situated, would you start back up no requests, or would you still take a break from it or pivot?
I don't think I would pivot,
because it's kind of forcing you to pivot now because you don't have the camera.
Yeah.
But it's you can find a camera person.
It's and people have offered that or whatever. I'm heavy on self-sustainability and just self-reliance.
That's that man shit.
I don't know. It's because the thing is, you were talking about the consistency. I was able to push out episodes every week without a hiccup.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't on nobody else's time.
That is true.
And I had my own resources. So that was a big thing for me. So, I got people, and some people have offered, help in different ways. But yeah, at this point I'm just kind of taking the break, letting the money raise itself in some with some time, and then if it gets to a point where it's I can't wait on that no more, and I'm ready to get it rolling, I do have people to call on.
Okay.
But yeah, I've just taken a moment to pivot because I've been consistent for 30 weeks.
That's good though. So let's get into No Request Radio a little bit. Tell everybody what that is.
Yeah, that was just a platform, which that in itself was a pivot. Just because I was doing No Request the Party for a few months prior to starting No Request Radio, and then let me see what just a lot of shit in the background just happened, and I had to take a step back, break from doing the parties. But I wanted to keep the brand going, so I was
smart.
let me invest in the camera because I have the studio, I have the mics and things like that, and I'm just let's just start making some content, interviewing DJs. It was kind of just a way for me to build a platform for myself and others, and also get to know everybody too, because in the sense that the relationships are important that we establish just in life and in general, so and we're often seeing each other out and about, so it's hard to really have a conversation when we're yelling and talking over music and stuff. So if I can bring people to me and we can literally sit down in a room by ourselves and talk,
I feel last time I saw you, we were able to have a conversation.
Where were we?
We were at our bar You were talking about
yeah.
Pennsylvania, and you
Facts,
were giving me the rundown.
yes, and like, cause it is a rectangle, like, you know, so we use the MacBook to like, and it's really geographically accurate.
So wait, speaking of Pennsylvania, what part are you from again?
I'm from York, Pennsylvania.
Okay, and how far is that from Philly?
Hour and a half.
Okay, so you could tell the difference between someone from York and someone from Philly.
Yeah, I don't know what somebody from York. That varies. I couldn't even tell you. York is a interesting place. Like, and I mean, I'm from like a suburb of York City, or like a rural suburb of York City. Like, it was cornfields and shit around where I grew up. Just interesting people.
So how would you be able to spot someone from Philly? Like, what are some giveaways? Whether it's looks, whether it's how they talk.
Definitely like in speech, you know what I mean? Like, that Yamin is a Philly John. Like, Yamin John.
What does a Philly person look like? Let's do men first.
I mean, it's like beards are really like the Sunni, they call that the Sunni out in Philly, like that long beard is going to be a thing. Obviously men have beards all over, but like there's a certain thing, and it's just like everybody varies, but I don't know, it's just like when you see it, like Philly niggas still have some waves, you feel me? Rock the doolie, the beard. If they can't have a beard, it's gonna be patches. You feel me? And it's like there's also like the skinny jeans, white tee, and the sneakers kind of like varies from city to city. Like, shit, what do Philly niggas be having on their feet? If I can remember, because like Baltimore niggas are like white tee, skinny jeans, New Balances. You know what I mean? It's been a minute. It's like I need to go back home or like just back up north. Like, I'm out of touch. But like there's a certain, I can't explain it, but like when somebody say they from Philly, like it just kind of makes sense. You can tell. Obviously there's outliers. I'm not going to put everybody in a box. Uzi. But like, yeah, like Uzi don't look like, you know, anybody from Philly, to be honest. Maybe somebody. Maybe somebody feels seen through Lil Uzi in Philly.
He definitely, his name gives me like Philly vibes.
Yeah, but like the sound, the look, he went and did whatever he wanted to do. So power to, you know,
from Philly.
He is.
Kevin Hart is from Philly.
Kevin
They
Hart.
kind of,
They
don't look similar, but you know, they kind of got similar.
That's something about it. It's like, it's really, you can't describe it. You just know it when you see it. And it's just like, ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just like Philly niggas is they Philly niggas, bro. Like, it is what it is.
So, back on the DJ tip, how would you describe the current state of DJing?
The current state?
And how do you feel about it?
It's cool, but like right now, like if we're keeping it a stack, it's like I think there was a perfect storm for like this influx of DJs that we've had, and now like we're in a perfect storm for where like I feel like this shit is starting to hit the fan, in the sense that like the economy right now, like we're in an election year. Like, you can tell niggas money is hurting.
Man, what?
Just because, like, I don't know. I've been doing this for 6 years, and, like, the bookings are getting weird. And, like, the payments are getting weird. It's always been weird. Money's always been, like, funny. You gotta make sure you get paid. But, like, you can tell, like, folks is not bringing it in or making it the way they once was.
And then businesses are, like, shutting. Well, I don't know if this is an Atlanta thing. Businesses are shutting down and then opening up again under a new name. I don't know if that's poor management or money.
Like it's a management of all things, money management as well. Like, you know what I mean. So it's just like I'm starting to notice that. And then like there's so many DJs and whatnot now, and like it was a dope thing to see, where like, all right, fuck the promoters, fuck the clubs, like we're gonna start doing our own thing. And then we start doing our own stuff, and then like you realize how hard it actually is to generate money off of an event. And all the upfront,
find a space.
Yes, find a space, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of upfront costs. You gotta pay, if you have to pay for your venue, unless you got a hookup, you're paying for the venue. You might have to pay for security, make sure that you have alcohol, whatever going.
Check the young
niggas. Pay your DJs. This, that, and the third. So, like, it seemed like a good idea. And then now, like, those, you know, once where you were, like, doing a club gig or a lounge gig or whatever, and you're collecting your $200, $250, $300, $400 or whatever per set, and you're running, like, 3 to 4 hour sets. Now everybody has their own party and their own thing going on, and now it's like you're doing a 1 hour set, you're getting, like, 150. You know what I mean? 150, and, like, you're picking that up wherever you can get it. And everybody's, and then a lot of people are trying to do events and they don't have the integrity to like, or the capital to like pay somebody when their event didn't do well. And it's just like,
that is
that's not my problem.
Big thing.
That's not my problem. Like, all right, bro, you hired me. This is my rate. Okay, bet. The night didn't pan out.
I still have an obligation to fulfill.
Exactly. And I fulfilled my obligation by doing my set. And now I'm not getting paid because you're either going to go in the hole or break even, and you wasn't trying to do that. And that's not my problem. You booked me.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's like, and again, I got that firsthand experience doing my own shit, because it's like, all the events I do and have done and things that I've curated, it's hard to really turn a profit. And even when you turn a profit, it's not too much, to be honest. But I always make sure the people that are supposed to get paid, the people that I ask to be there and do something for me, like, they get paid, whether or not I'm taking a loss or not. So like, we're kind of in that space now where I'm noticing that it's like, it's a lot of DJs, so people are big lineups, 4 different DJs on the lineup, and everybody's,
sometimes it'd be too many DJs,
and then it's just like, and then that's where the money is. Like,
and then I'm thinking like, I know your rate and I know your rate, but what is everybody getting paid? That's what I low-key thinking about.
There's what people ask for and there's what they really get. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, we're getting to that point where like, it's like, because we're doing events and like folks are learning, fucking around and finding out like how difficult it is to actually like manage that shit, run that shit, turn a profit, or even like make enough to cover your expenses. Like, and then there's so many people to actually pay and so many DJs to pay. Like, we're not really getting shit anymore. We're like taking food out of taking food off each other's plates, low key. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. That's what it seems like right now. It's like.
So do you feel a little bit of like pressure with like, all these DJs?
It's like, I mean.
And do you feel like it's a little bit of a competition?
In a way, but at the end of the day, it's just, I don't know. It's just. Obviously, connections matter, you know what I mean? Whoever's really knowing somebody and knowing the right people are going to find themselves getting booked, or, it's just how it goes. So
that's a good point, too, because I was thinking, like, with all the influx of new DJs and the people who've been doing it, do you think your network matters more than your skill at this point?
It seems like it, and it's just obviously wherever, it's if you pop up in the right places and you get put onto the right thing the one time, then like you get exposed to the right people. So it's really just kind of like that, and I've been trying to find other ways besides, trying to make sure I expand my network and get to know more people, just start, digging into different bags and skills that I have. So like the past year, I've been like working on making edits and like making house edits, dance edits, on piano, whatever. So that way I can pass them on to like different DJs and like get that on SoundCloud and just start building an identity and a sound that way. Because if everybody's going to start DJing, okay, cool. I feel like DJing right now is kind of like being the new rapper. Like,
where did that come from?
What do you like? Where everybody
this influx of DJs, like not the influx, but like. Just the want to DJ. Well, because I've seen rappers start DJing now.
It's because, one, you can make, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to make money off of music. And
but
not everybody's
even as a DJ, too, you don't really start off making money.
But you think about being a rapper. Nobody's going to even pay you $150 to come perform.
Oh, hell no.
You know what I mean? If nobody knows who you are.
It might take you 5 years to get that $150.
That's what I'm saying. You could be a low-level DJ and be like, oh, I'm a DJ, get put on a lineup, and like now you just made $150
that is true.
Or more. You feel me? So like you're actually making more bread, and like you're in crowded rooms. You know what I mean? So like you're getting more exposure, you're getting more bread. It just is more lit, and it happens faster than being a rapper. Now, like, and I think that's just, and also like when you think about it, like, the startup cost isn't really nothing crazy like it used to be. I mean, speakers and whatnot have gotten more expensive. You can get a beginner board, get a laptop, and now you don't even actually have to like collect music physically, like even getting files. Yes, you can literally, like, I've seen people like start up, I just started DJing, and they're using almost exclusively SoundCloud or Tidal. You know what I mean? So like now, oh fuck, like I gotta, you know what I mean, collect thousands of songs or find somebody who's willing to give me a piece of their library or, old hard drive.
Hard drive.
Like, that's how I got started. Somebody dumped me some music, you know what I mean? And then I collected the rest.
Yeah.
Like, that's out the window. So a lot of the startup barriers and things are, like, kind of out of the way. And then, it just seems like a good gig because, again, like, ain't nobody paying like, you know how hard it is to actually get paid as a artist and a musician?
Yes.
But like you could be a DJ and just say I'm a DJ and like might have the right equipment. Somebody books you and you might even fuck around and make 500 or more. Like you have speakers and then like somebody books you for a private event.
Yes,
you know what I mean? It's up. So like that doesn't happen as an artist. Like no rapper like, oh, I rap. Oh, come perform at my kid's birthday party. But I DJ, come DJ my kid's birthday party.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're getting paid.
That makes sense. So how do you feel about the internet role in the way people DJ or the influx of DJs, specifically TikTok?
Yeah, so content DJing has become a thing, and it's like crazy because over the past year I've done more like recorded sets and been invited to do recorded sets and then started doing recorded sets.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that.
But that's real. Like, it's like that I've seen a video, somebody sent me a TikTok where somebody was kind of like complaining but also explaining like the phenomenon of that, where like it's like Boiler Room fucked things up for everybody in the sense that like Boiler Room started that put a camera in front of the DJ and then there's like a crowd of people.
Boiler Room's been around for like over 10 years.
They have, but then niggas finally started getting hit because what happened was Boiler Room's been around before DJing was cool.
Yeah.
Or if DJing wasn't easily accessible, let me start doing that type of thing. And now it's becoming easily accessible, let me start doing that type of thing. And now like it's been, I think the word they used in the video was contentified. So now like
that's funny.
Posting DJ sets and like people are actually tuning into the content.
Oh, for
like people
sure.
watch the shit and or just let it play in the background. So like,
especially like in a hair salon or something, or in a restaurant.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just like it works. It's a thing. But now, again, even with TikTok and whatnot, like I remember I had been DJing before it was a content thing, and then I remember TikTok came out and some people keep telling me to get on that. And like I'm trying to come up with mashups and doing things for TikTok, and like I'm trying to think of things to do and creative things, and I'm running out of fucking ideas.
It kind of takes the whole like, how do I say it? Like when you're doing it solely for
it sucks the life out of it.
TikTok, and it kind of sucks like the creativity.
And you gotta post consistently if you want success. So therefore you gotta like either start recycling ideas or watering down what you do,
or low-key doing anything,
and that's just selling out, like, and that's selling out.
It's not natural, a little bit. I don't know.
And
for
even
some people,
recording the sets, like there's a camera in front of you, and you're hitting record. Like, as if you are a DJ, like you already know, like especially if you're trying to like record a mix like privately, like to send out or put on SoundCloud. Like recording mixes are difficult. Like it's a difficult thing to do. Like you fuck up. And like now you got to contemplate, damn, like
do I want to edit this?
Do I want to edit that? Over? Can I keep this in here? Should I start over? I'm 20 minutes into this mix and it's supposed to be 40 minutes to an hour. Like, you feel me? Like that shit is not easy. So it really makes you think about what you're doing. And
people a little bit too much.
Right. And now like we have cameras in our face and we're expected to record our sets. So like it's kind of getting overbearing. But like at the end of the day, like that's where the medium has pushed and that's where it's going. And if you want to keep up, like you kind of have to have a presence.
If you don't, my thing is like each time I like don't want to record myself or want to put a TikTok out, it's like if I do this in the short term, I want to do this in long term.
Right.
Because who knows how this is gonna look like 15 years from now if I'm still even doing this, or like who knows where this could take me to where I don't have to do this.
Exactly.
But speaking of like, it's easier to get paid as a DJ. It's more like an instant gratification thing.
It is.
So as far as instant gratification in society, how do you feel about people capitalizing off that instant gratification? Like selling sauce or selling industry secrets or take my course and you'll be this. I'm not talking about actual classes because as a DJ, multiple streams of income look different for us. And it's like you could teach somebody, you can pay somebody, cool. But I'm talking about like classes on how to get booked or like I'm just naming stuff or like selling like how people be selling like vendors and stuff like that. How do you feel about that?
I mean, again, there's 1.5 million ways to people been capitalizing off of random bullshit since, as long as you've been able to capitalize on something, you know what I mean, sell something, barter.
But do you feel like it's more of a thing now?
I mean, yeah, but that's again, indicative of like, like, especially, like, talking about, like, how to get booked or I'm going to sell this. Like the stupid random shit, that's how you know somebody's, like, hurting and, like, they need something because they're just coming up with anything. You feel me? And, like, just throwing some shit up the wall to see what sticks, to see what they can actually bring in. So there's just, again, with social media and the ability to reach so many people and, seeing the wave is coming, it's like, okay, like, I've been doing this before the wave, so I might have something to offer the people that are just now hopping on the wave. Like,
yeah,
it makes sense, but at the end of the day, like, yeah, the shit is...
How do you feel about it?
It's all tired.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I could offer lessons. People might even, like, ask me if I do lessons or whatever, or would I? And it's just like, yeah, like, but are you willing to, like, pay or be consistent? You know, and it's like, all that. It's like even producing. Like, again, like I said, I've been kind of taking that skill of producing and putting that into DJing by, like, making edits and, like, instead of working with artists, because, like I said, it's really more lit to be a low-level DJ than it is to be a low-level artist. Like, and it's like, unless I'm working with a major artist that has a budget or, like, a real reach where this music's actually going to go somewhere, I don't really care to work with artists anymore, unless, like, I know I can make something good with them that, like, I can, you know, fuck with. So yeah, I've taken that skill and ability and putting that into making edits and pushing that out to DJs and SoundCloud and listeners, and, like, that's doing more for me than working with artists kind of has. So it's like people ask me, like DJs been asking me, like, yo, I want to get into producing, because everybody's peeping, like, that's kind of the next wave. Like, how can I start making edits and...
Dang, I'm producing.
You know what I mean? And it's like, that's real, though. It's like, it's kind of the next step in the evolution.
I've always wanted to do that, though. Like, it's so crazy, because I started out DJing because I'm like, I don't play instruments no more. So it's just like, computer's an instrument. But, like, well, no, I didn't think that. So I was like, let me start DJing. But, like, as I, like, got Serato and seen certain aspect, like keys and BPMs, and, like, you need to know how to count. I'm like, yo, your computer is an instrument. And it's just like, you got to learn how to use it as an instrument.
But I be telling folks, like, if you want to learn
but that was
from
always, like, my, like, next step. But I didn't know, like, everybody else was kind of, like, going on that way.
And that's the unfortunate thing. Is like, you're going to have an idea, and then you're going to figure out that, like, and that's why I try to do things as soon as I think of it, or, like, just try to get shit out there, because for whatever reason, like, no idea is original. If you don't hurry up and do that shit, everybody else is going to get on it.
But the thing about that, too, everybody else getting on a wave, it's like, I feel like with this influx of DJs, we're going to see, like, who's going to be there for, like,
the crash and burn's going to come,
Or, like, who's going to be like, you know, I just want to do this in my room, make mixes for me. I don't want to go public.
Fine.
You know what I'm saying? Because we need people like that, too.
Yeah, whatever you want to do with the shit. Like, you know, it's like, again, there ain't no skin off my ass if other people are DJing. Like, it is a little crazy, like...
But I know some people who do feel like that, though.
Yeah, no, it's like, I mean, again, on, like, just some human shit, like, you know, when... Obviously, I've been doing this for 6 years. Like, it's... I can understand why some people really be, like, bitter and, like, really feeling away, because it's like, nah, like, this is what I do for a living. Like, I've been tight on money. Like, I've gone hungry about this. You know what I mean? Like, I've literally gone hungry about this. And then there's, like, people kind of, like, just hopped in and, like, are in spaces that, like, I've been, like, trying to earn my way too.
Yeah.
You feel me? And, like, but I've been going hungry about this for 6 years. You feel me?
They probably gone hungry to get in that space, if we being honest.
You know, so...
They ain't get paid.
Yeah, so but that's the other part, is, like, there's no saying, like, what these people are doing to get there, how they got there, what they're getting from being there.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of shit always looks better from the outside looking in. So, like, I can get why people feel that way, but I always check that, where it's just, like, my time will come whenever it comes. And, like, again, it's like, I've been doing this. Like, I've been doing this before it was cool to do it or whatever. And... You know, like, again, it's the crash and burn is going to come. A lot of people are going to be in, they'll be out, and only the real will last. We'll see what happens.
So you mentioned something earlier about, like, you know, when it comes to the money thing, like, picking up gigs everywhere. How do you feel about residencies? Like, do you think they matter now? Like, because, like, the way the economy is going, like, you were talking about how, like, you literally got to take what you can get. And that you might be in one place one day getting paid this rate, one place one day, but it's like that's consistent money to you. But I feel like residencies used to be more of like a thing, but I don't know if they
like
still...
I'm feeling the same way. It's like, I don't want to speak on it entirely, but residencies are like, some people have good situations that they've, like, built a foundation on over some time, and, like, they're cool. But, like, I feel like the overall economy is hurting, and, like, these spaces don't have a budget to pay for entertainment the way they once were. And, like, you know, then now somebody wants to hire you for a residency, and you got to build something up. And it's like, the reason why they're cutting their entertainment budget in the first place is because people aren't spending like the way they used to. So how am I supposed to come in here and convince people to come spend and make this worthwhile?
Do you think, like, they matter in the sense of, like, residencies, you have to have a residency to help yourself grow as a DJ? Like, you have to have one specific place you're at and people can see you to, you know, determine, like, to build your repertoire and stuff? Because I don't know, I was going through this phase, and it's like, I try to check myself about it, but low-key, I'm like, if I had one specific place where I could spend, not just money-wise, because we all know that you can have a consistent schedule, different places, but like, it's consistent, Tuesdays I do this, Wednesday I do that, I get paid every week, and I just flip-flop from different places, versus I have a home where people can come see me whenever they want, because they know I'm going to be here, and I can build some type of like, relationship with people. I was struggling with that because I'm like, I don't have a place to call home, or I don't have a place. Well, I did at one point, but after that, I'm like, I gotta get back to that, because it's like people be like, oh, where do you spin at? And I'm like, but now it's just like I tell people, everywhere I'm needed. But like in the back of my mind, I'm like, is that still something I should strive for?
I mean, so it just depends. If you're trying to do this full time, a residency is going to be like for two reasons. Like, yeah, it's nice to have like a home base to build. You get a lot of learning experience, able to like build and cultivate, get a community, whatever. And like that consistent money, like knowing that you're going to get something here every week, like that shit does go a long way. Like that matters. Like those types of consistent bookings, especially if you're trying to do this shit like full time, like instead of literally like it's just up in the wind and like you're getting booked, but like you don't know when or where it's coming from, versus like, okay, like I know I'm at least gonna be here these days out the week, or here this day and there that day. Like, yeah, that shit is, I ain't gonna say it's dead, but I'm just saying that I can tell that like there's a squeeze now. So like if you don't have a solid situation, it might be hard to find one.
True. So what does playing your role look like as a DJ?
Shit, I mean, I wish playing my role as a DJ was simply pulling up and playing my music. You know what I mean? But at this point, playing the role as a DJ, even though I still don't necessarily get on the mic, I don't give a fuck. Like, there's a host for a reason. That's somebody that you pay, and there's supposed to be a promoter, but like, I'm now the promoter. So like, and it's like, okay, I'll take that, because if I can build shit enough as a promoter and have enough strength to promote myself and my own shit and like find success doing that, I can't be mad at it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day too, like if I could just solely just focus on being me, like I'm the graphic designer, like anything you see coming from me on my page or whatever, like literally 9.5 times out of 10, like I'm putting the flyer together and I'm cutting the footage and like I'm doing all of that, so it's just like the role, it's many hats now. But if I could just be the artist, if I could just be the DJ, and everybody else takes care of all the other shit, makes my flyers and posts the fucking content and promotes the shit, and somebody hosts, and like I can just be the music guy, that would be nice.
I feel like, okay, so you talked about self-sustainability, but you also mentioned the importance of community. The thing I have about like that, we need community, and like what you just said, it'd be nice to have somebody to do like different things for you, because like you run more efficiently. Like graphic designers, you're good at graphics.
No, like, you can pump me out.
You could pump that out, and that's like I could focus on as an artist. Like, you know how like rappers have managers so they can, or PR people and lawyers so they can solely focus on rapping and getting better. I feel like I wish we had more of that team stuff, because it do get kind of like exhausting.
See, the thing is, there might be more space for the team,
but then it'd be like, do we have in this economy, like,
it's like,
can
yes
we afford
and
a
no.
team?
It's like yes and no. I think it's kind of a lot of the things where it's just like, if you're interested in the nightlife and like being a DJ, it's like, I felt this way about a lot of people that want to be like artists and make music. It's just like, low key, we need like songwriters and things like that, like people who are okay with playing the background and helping some shit run.
But like the stigma about songwriters, and I feel like
rappers.
Rap,
I'm just saying like artists in general.
Yeah.
But like even rappers though, because like, all right, fuck the stigma. Like some people's getting their shits written. You feel me? So it's just like, and somebody's getting paid off of that, or they should be getting paid off of that, getting credit for it, what have you. So it's just like, a lot of people don't want to play the background, even though, like, so therefore we can't have a team, because nobody wants to play a part.
And that's how I feel about everybody wanting to become DJs low key, but it's just like, I'm not saying don't become a DJ, but like, are you doing this to shine, or are you actually passionate about it? Because if you're doing this to shine, you know how many like other positions you can play and you'll get that shine.
Go somewhere fast, you go by yourself, but if you want to go further, you feel me, go with others.
Okay, so As far as like the DJ scene, entertainment, nightlife, what is something that you feel like nobody really talks about that needs more like attention? Whether it be like good, bad, or just like in general, that you feel like people don't really tell you this, or nobody told me this when I became a DJ, or something you have to figure out.
I mean, I don't know. It's like it always just comes down to like really just like the bread and like navigating the opportunities, the fucking like networking. Like once you get to that point where you realize like who you are, what you do, what you can do, damn near like does not matter if you don't know the right people. And then even if you do know the right people, like for whatever reason, like the gate, whatever the gate is crazy. Like
Do you feel like the goalpost keeps getting moved?
it just depends on where you're going. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. And then yeah, just like even the struggle of just like getting paid sometimes. Like it went from like DJing was something that paid me in cash primarily to where now like it's checks and deposits or like a Cash App, Apple Pay, like money's getting sent to me. And it's like crazy because when it was cash, like I would go when I'm done my set to whoever was supposed to pay me to hand me cash, I would leave. Now it's like almost standard where like you're not leaving your gig with money anymore. Like that, it's been gone. Like that shit is gone. You don't leave your gig with money no more. Like you have to wait for it to hit this person's account so that way they can send it to that person and then they can break you off. Like the shit is so like
When you say it like that, it sounds so shady.
But like that's literally what's happening. Like it'll be somebody curates the event, the organizer, whatever the fuck, the promoter, they curate thing, they book the people, the event happens, all of the money gets made, goes to the venue and the bar, whoever the fuck. And so the owner, management, whatnot, they get the bread, and then they pay the promoter out, and then the promoter pays their people. You feel me? So it's just like
their people might not be you.
that part
By
too.
the way.
Their people might not be anybody. It's probably themselves.
Their people might not be, as a DJ, you might not be the promoter's people that night, just saying.
You know, so like, but that's what I mean though. It's just like, you know, it's, all right, you do this event. You know the money's coming. And you gotta wait till Wednesday to get your bread. Why do I gotta wait till Wednesday? I came and did what you told me. You brought me and hired me here to do this. I came and did that. You pay me that money, and you can wait on your shit, cause that money is owed to you by the venue. Like not owed to me by the venue. It's owed to you, type shit. But like niggas don't operate that way.
So as far as music, do you think like the type of music coming out plays a role in like how people DJ?
Yeah.
Or like different DJ styles or different trends?
I mean, right now, there's a whole lot of different pockets. Like people, again, it's like we've had this boom and I'm hoping it kind of dies out because I'm like getting tired of it. Of like even though I've been making edits and whatnot, like I'm enjoying doing that. I'm trying to like also start like collaborating with artists and like making like original things or like,
ding, 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 ding.
you know what I mean?
Original.
Yeah, that part, you know? So it's just like, because we started leaning heavy into edits, I think, one, because
sample culture is so heavy.
That part, and just like, yeah, music in general, like popular music just isn't good. Like hip hop was like really keeping us at bay, and like new hip hop was keeping us at bay, because like for a while it was actually like the #1 genre, and then it just fucking fell off a cliff. You know what I mean? And it's like there's some crowds that obviously are good with it, whatever comes out of hip hop, new, underground, whatever the fuck, mainstream, like they're with it. But a lot of people are tired of that. So now we get into like making edits and flipping things that are familiar and playing them in different ways and mashups and this, that, and the third. And like, okay, that's been cool. We're doing that. And, you know, some of the shit is pretty dope. But yeah, people are just trying to find their own different pockets, just trying to keep that shit going, because the state of the music industry is like in a weird space. And like,
how would you describe it right now?
I mean, it's,
because you've had your thoughts about music is so interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, like I said, it's just like hip hop being down the drain is crazy. Like R&B is in this weird space. Like there's an appetite for like up-tempo music, and nobody's like really doing it. Like drill had that Jersey drill type of like fusion up north they were doing, like Cash Cobain and Ice Spice and them and whatnot are like kind of like flirting with that and making a more up-tempo, dancey feel in some ways, some aspects. But like, and I thought something was going to happen when Drake and Beyonce dropped like those house-inspired albums.
I thought everybody did. Yeah.
And like, but like, nah.
But people are like really on the house wave though.
Like they are, but like the mainstream artists, like the R&B artists, usually would hop on that and start singing on that. Back in the early 2010s,
yes,
when that EDM wave came through, it was Rihanna,
yes,
Neo, Chris Brown. Literally everybody
gosh.
and their mom was making some shit.
Gosh.
You feel me? Like when that shit was really it.
What was
but that was
one
also
Neo song, bruh? Not the one with Pitbull.
Closer.
But he did. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And we got great music out of that era.
Dang.
And that shit was on the radio.
Yes.
And this is what I'm saying is like this music don't be on the fucking radio. Like the good music, like real good timeless music was on the radio. We don't get that anymore. Like it's
oh my gosh. When that like era was out, I used to actually listen to pop music like heavy.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Pop
like putting on the radio was not a problem.
Good.
Putting on the radio was not a problem.
Like when Beyonce and Lady Gaga like came together and like it wasn't forced. It didn't feel like the label told me to
like
do
Nicki
it.
Minaj is making star shit.
Oh yes, that was good. That was my song.
Like she was doing that. Like what, bro?
And then she had Pound the Alarm.
Yeah, like they was going like, and it was just like noise music. Like it was dead ass like real like. You know what I mean? Like white people fuck with that shit, and that's the other part.
And then Kanye West hopped on not Bulletproof, but he hopped on one of LaRue's song, I think.
Oh shit, you know what I mean? But like regardless, everybody was open to getting on that sound, and like
and it wasn't corny.
It was being shared amongst everybody, and it wasn't necessarily corny either. Like. You know what I mean? I'm sure if we go back and really dig through all the shit, like, yeah, maybe some of it, but I don't know.
I still like Closer. I still like even that song with Pitbull and Neo.
Yeah,
like,
you know what? I don't fuck with Pitbull, but like the songs were
that
good.
Song,
the songs were good. Give me everything.
Yes, Give Me Everything was good. Rihanna's house music when she made this one song with David Guetta. Oh my gosh!
Like, come on, y'all.
Who else made a song with David Guetta?
Him and Calvin Harris were going crazy.
They were the reasons I wanted to be DJ.
They were going
Calvin
crazy.
Skrillex, Skrillex,
yes,
Avicii,
and they were featuring them on DJ Hero and shit. DJ Hero put a lot of niggas on, like
Flow Rider was going insane.
Yeah, like you feel me, like so, and like just and even people had their one-hit wonders and
that
shit.
shit.
So it was an interesting era, and I thought we were going to get back to that because
you know music is like not even music, everything is a circle.
Because like every 10-15 years, like house music comes back to like the mainstream sound, or dance music, if you want to say that more generally. But right now, I think also because we have access to so many things, like we also got to realize music streaming wasn't a thing in that era we were talking about, not just yet. We had iTunes and we could
That's
download
why everything was
music.
On the radio.
Right. So it's just like I had to really like think about, because we have the ability to like go on demand with anything, like I can listen to whatever the fuck I want to listen to on SoundCloud, on Spotify, Apple Music, or whatever. Like I can curate my own vibe. Like yeah, they feed you certain music and be like, oh, listen to this, listen to that. But at the end of the day, I can listen to what the fuck I want to listen to. Back then, we didn't really have that option. Unless you was about to go buy the CD or like go dig and like illegally download some shit.
Go on YouTube
or like go on YouTube and like listen. Like what was on the radio, like we were conditioned and okay with like this is what we listen to.
I was getting put on from the radio. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like now, like we have so much freedom to like just go wherever we want to and listen to whatever we want to. So like that's why like artists these days too just like aren't making the same kind of money or getting the same type of reach or pool, because like people can go listen to whoever the fuck they want to listen to, like.
But that sounds like a good thing if you think about it.
No, it is. It's a good thing in the sense of autonomy, but like the way the industry was built and the foundation of it, and how we could all have a shared experience. Like we all know this song, we all like this song, or we all know this artist. Like I don't know what's on the radio right now. I don't know what's on the radio right now. Like I could put it on. It's like, okay, I've heard that song, but like I don't know what the fuck would be on the radio right now.
True.
You know, so it's just like
I even get shocked when I hear certain things on the radio because I'm like, I listen to this in like my spare time. I'm thinking like I'd be listening to stuff that like, you know, radio wouldn't pick up on, you know, not mainstream stuff. Like I remember there was a point in time, I kid you not, every time I would start my car and turn on the radio, All Mine by Brent Faiyaz would come on. And then now it was a point in time where every time I started my car, $1 Million Baby by Tommy Richmond came on.
Yeah, like, and he had himself a hit, and that was cool. That was cool. But
it was just so eerie. Like, every time I turn on my car, you want to play this song?
But that's the thing, is like the rotation is ass.
That's crazy.
There's always been those kind of songs, though. Like, when a song really goes up and it blows up, like, yeah, like you put this radio station on, and then you turn on the next station, it might be another song playing, that song ends, and then that song come back on, like, you feel me?
I used to be so heavy on pop music radio, top 40 radio, but that was like 2008, 2012.
Yeah,
oh
no,
my
but like I feel
gosh.
like that music was still good. Like I don't know. Regardless, like people can discover their own artists and stick in their own niches, and so like now it's just putting something out to the mainstream. Like yes, it still reaches a lot of people, but like it's not as much of a like. You know what I mean?
So, what a lot of people used to talk about, like, bring back 2016, music was so good, but
I don't
then
know
like
what it was about that era.
But even I was having that conversation today too. But even with like 2008 from 2012, shit, even the early 2000s, man.
Well, prior,
like,
so I think
what do you think? What in your opinion makes music good? Because I have a theory.
Oh man, if I could really explain like what 2016 was kind of like just that peak.
I'm trying to think of what was going, because there were multiple factors that made 2016 good. I'm like, who was president? What was going on in the economy? Like, what were we doing?
Just started being president.
Bro, weed used to be $10 for some gas. That shit used to be
weed tasted different and hit different in 2016.
You didn't have to worry about that shit tweaking you out either. Now this shit give you fucking, you trying to smoke weed to go to sleep. This weed will give you sleep paralysis.
Yeah,
this weed will have you hallucinating. This weed will put you in the hospital. Then that should be $35 for a gram. Niggas don't even sell grams no more.
Yeah, and grams used to take you a long way.
Man, what?
I think
that shit used to be safe.
2016 was just like that peak where, because like Chance the Rapper dropped Coloring Book, and I remember it being a big deal that he was an independent artist. It was a big deal. He was an independent artist. Nobody else was independent in like performing at the Grammys or like having like real motion and like actual nationwide and or international success. It can like bump shoulders with non-independent. You know what I mean? You know.
Was he related to somebody?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay, because I remember him working for Obama, but like I don't know how that would translate in the music industry.
I mean, I think he's from Chicago. Obama from Chicago, so like.
You think Obama told the music industry, "Hey, fuck with my boy"?
No, I wasn't even like that. It's just, I think it's just Chance the Rapper really had that type of reach, and like Obama, like, cause then Chance used to shout out Chicago heavy, and Obama could resonate with that, and like Chance was relevant from his city, and you know, as presidents, they just be doing shit to try to reach people, younger people, through music and other things that are relevant. So like Chance the Rapper, it just made sense at the time, I think. But it's like what made the music better? I think the independent artist wave though fucked things up because music still needs a team. There's a lot of people that make music that's never touched an instrument, don't know music theory, whatever. The team has gotten smaller. There's no gatekeeping, like a label at the end of the day, even though, yes, labels have put out bad music and or push or believed in bad music, but like there's people that have been in the industry for a while, know what kind of record sells, knows how to package this shit, knows how to put this out, knows what makes a good song. You feel me? Like, yeah, like knows what goes into making a good song. So like, yeah, like if this shit was garbage, somebody can tell you this is garbage. Like it has to pass however many different like ears and levels before we actually like polish this and put this out. You feel me? So like the quality control is gone. And it's like Chance the Rapper like cared about quality to, you know what I mean, an extent, but he was an independent artist, so he taught a bunch of people that like you can just do whatever the fuck you want to do, and like you don't need a label, like just make music, put it out there. I
feel like you can do what you want to do as far as make music, but the money part?
Yeah, but that's what fucks the money up though. It's like we dead ass like that quality control is real. Like now there's oversaturation, like we're on streaming, and streaming really needs to change their shit, but greed is going to keep us from doing what we need to do. Like low key, like let's say Spotify, right? You should, like Netflix, you can even get low level Netflix that has ads. You got to pay for Netflix.
Bro, I seen a commercial on Netflix. That shit.
That's what I'm saying. That means if you're paying for the entry level Netflix, you're paying for Netflix.
Why am I getting ads?
But you're getting ads
for this shit.
So I'm just like, if we care about artists getting paid because they're barely making shit off of streaming, if we really cared about artists getting paid, Spotify, Apple Music, what have you, should operate like iTunes once did, but also for a low subscription fee. Like you subscribe for Spotify, you can listen.
You get ads.
But you get ads no matter what, unless you buy the album. If you buy the album or you buy the single and you put it in your library, now you can listen to it ad free, whatever's in your library.
But isn't that what's going on right now? Because I remember when I first had Spotify, I listened to it with ads, and it's like you could only. I don't think you could skip. It was something like you couldn't skip or you couldn't go back.
So it's just like you can pay for Spotify Premium, save whatever you want to save. You can listen to whatever you want to listen to with no ads. But that's not helping the artists. They're not getting shit off these
they're
streams.
getting paid.
You feel me? So with that being said, it's just like I feel like we should go back to paying for the music, but you can keep it on Spotify. So I paid for this album on Spotify.
That's what Even is called. I mean, that's what Even is for, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a promotional segment, but
yeah, no,
you can
it's just
still
like,
buy the artist's music on Even.
You can. But
and then I heard with that too, like, you know, I don't want to call it link it to OnlyFans, but like, you know how like, if you buy those services, like, not only will you buy
to that artist and you pay for their,
not even just that, but like you can get like, more like a Patreon, like you get the art, you get the artist, like the background
certain
stuff, you get like certain content, you get like, you might get a gift when you buy the person's album. That's what I heard Even is, and it sounds good, but some people be like, why do I need to pay for the album when I can listen to it on Spotify? But I'm like, at the end of the day, like, you're still paying money. So, I don't know. I just feel like it comes to the consumer. Like, do you care if your favorite artist is making money? Or, like, even if you don't care if the artist is making money, like, do you care about listening to music or the experience you get from music? Because it's like, Rihanna want to sell me an album versus stream it. You know, I can stream it, but Rihanna want to sell me the album. I get some Fenty skin. I get some perfume. I get backstage pass,
like
exclusive access.
CDs. Like, you see all the art on my walls and shit. This is not even art. This is just music. That's how music used to be packaged.
And then like with CDs too, they used to write notes and stuff.
Now look, there's little booklets in there. And
they used to share like exclusive pictures with us.
And fucking there's like DVD content in some of these like CDs.
They would have DVDs. So it's just
sometimes.
like the making of the album.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like we lost a lot of that by going into stream. But like if we're gonna, everything's gonna be digital, we're gonna get into streaming, then like it can't be up to the consumer, and fuck Spotify, it can't be up to them and their bottom line. It's like, okay, you pay for a certain subscription, you can stream whatever you want to stream, but like you're going to get
tiers.
ads. Yeah, like you just, it's not even that. You just pay for Spotify, you can stream whatever, you get ads. If you want this song or you want this album and you don't want to have ads, you buy the shit. And you can put it in your personal library. And
Instead
you can
of
listen,
just being able to stream
and you can listen in your own personal library on Spotify of all the music you paid for, uninterrupted, because it's yours, you paid for it. And the artist gets their fucking money like they should. You know what I mean? And if you're not willing to do that, you can still listen to the music, but you're going to get ads and shit like that. The ads can make sure that Spotify gets their money, and the money that you pay for that subscription or whatever can make sure that the artist get paid for the streams. But if you want to listen to shit without interruption, you buy the fucking music and you put it in your library.
I feel like we would have to convince people like how to make that worthwhile. But
it's crazy. There was no convincing when that was the only way before.
Because we didn't have that option.
Niggas was bootlegging tapes before the internet.
We didn't have that option, though.
You know?
There's so many things at our fingertips. That's why I'm saying that instant gratification,
and that's what I'm saying is like we're going to have to give some things up. People got to be willing to like sacrifice the bread that they were making, or like, you know, just the way of life. It's like shit's gotten too convenient and we've gone too far. And now like nobody wants to go back. Nobody wants to give up the convenience.
It's so funny because it's like I feel like we've gone in a circle in everything, in a lot of aspects except certain things. But it's just like if we can dress like the early 2000s, if we could like try to recreate that sound through samples, why can't we do like other things that way too?
It's like when it comes to money, that's the only thing. We ain't never been able to go backwards when it comes to money. Once somebody starts making bread off of something,
that'd be like Apple Pay not being a thing no more.
Yeah, you feel me? And it's just like that's crazy because it is wildly convenient, but like. Artists used to get more bread or be able to also like serve their fans with more content through selling physical media and you having to go to the store and actually buy the music. There was no corners you could cut. And now the streaming platforms is the fucking middleman and they're eating up all the money. And now like artists have to like sell out their tours and sell merch and other things separately to really make money. At the tour, right. To really make bread. Yeah. And now we're also seeing that, like, if you've been seeing, like, Lil Baby's canceling, you know, show dates because, like, nobody's paying to pack out a fucking arena to see Lil Baby. Like,
that's crazy.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, and I'm sure he's not getting too much bread off the streaming either because, like, I don't even think it's a penny per stream these days. Like,
But then you see artists, like, you know, doing other things. Like, I'm not saying Beyonce need the streams, but you see what she's doing. Like, she has business endeavors now. I feel like
that's what you should do.
Yeah.
It's what niggas should do when you get your money instead of blowing the shit. Like, because one, your label deal, that's a business loan. Like, you're supposed to take that money, invest it in what you need to make, invest it, flip it, turn a profit. You take the profit, you pay them niggas back so that way they're off your ass. Niggas don't know that. They burn the bread. All the profit that they make has to go back to paying off their deal. And now they feel cheated, but they just didn't know. and they move stupid. But like a nigga that does turn a profit or has some extra bread, like you need to invest it in some other shit because you can't sell a physical CD like that no more.
Yeah.
So like you're not getting paid.
So back to what I was saying about what makes good music. I have a theory.
Yeah.
You've listened to gospel before, right? Have you ever heard a bad gospel song?
Niggas stop going to church.
But have you ever heard a bad gospel song?
I don't know. It's like it's hard to call it bad.
You've never heard a bad gospel song, no. So it's like, what is it about gospel music? Like, is it the way it's structured? Does it follow a certain like thing? Why have I never heard a bad gospel song?
And
it's just like how
that goes into it.
But it's like if I've never heard a bad gospel song, right? How could artists take whatever gospel singers are doing and like put that in their music?
I mean, you literally just said it though. Like, I think you like when you brought up gospel, like you didn't make the point, but like that's the point. Niggas stop going to church. Like, why is R&B dead? Like the artists that are in this generation, like the generation before ours grew up and like they went to church whether they liked it or not. And even the generation before that, like, so all of like our R&B singers, all of our singers and some of the greatest, best musicians in the world to this day are like in church. And they'll never make make secular music or non-secular. I don't know what it's called, secular, non-secular music.
Secular is like anything but gospel.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So like they'll never actually go out and make mainstream music or contribute their like skills, art, whatever to that medium. Like they're just in the church with it. You feel me? But like the voices and the influence that we would get from gospel and like the musical training like that would come from the church, and then you take those people that have that foundation and background and now you put them in a studio with other talented musicians and producers and people that know what they're doing, and now you have Whitney Houston and you have you know, every great singer. Like who's the voice of this generation? Like who is the voice?
Lil Durk. Okay, you asked him the voice. He called himself the voice. Okay.
But like you feel me though, like who's really singing? Like who's known? Like who's like they get on the stage?
Beyonce.
Like, but Beyonce is also, she's aged out of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like Beyonce grew up in, like, she's not our generation. Beyonce older than us. Like, you know what I mean? Like Beyonce twice our age, damn near.
No.
Like she is, but she isn't. I'm talking about like artists our age. Artists.
But we okay.
Like the artists that,
we grew
you know
up
what I
with
mean?
Beyonce.
Like, cause Beyonce came out when she was like what, like 18, 19.
Okay.
You feel me? Like who's 18, 19 got a voice? And you know it's going to be a promising future, like to where, like Whitney Houston would get up on stage and it's just Whitney, a microphone, a fucking symphony behind her, or whatever.
Who's young? Wait, I'm trying to really think.
Who's really singing?
Can you think of somebody?
I can't.
Damn.
Who's really singing? Like who's really singing? Like there's people that they're R&B artists, but like who's really the voice that's going to like just the voice? Like I said, you put them on stage with a microphone.
Everybody I was gonna name is like older now. I was gonna name like. Because Justin Bieber was that at one point. Chris Brown was definitely that at one point.
Yeah, no, Chris Brown can sing.
But I'm talking about like currently.
Yeah, who's
18?
coming up? That's really a voice. Like, what's her name? Layla, like Shorty, Mos Def's daughter. You know what I mean? Like, she's singing. I don't think she has the greatest voice, but like I fuck with her sound and like you can tell what she's going for.
I feel like there's room for development.
Yeah, there's room for that. But like, all right, but the thing is, who the fuck is the God-given voice? Like, there ain't no room for development. Coming out the gates. Came out the gates. Like, this is one like Michael. Where was Michael Jackson's room for development? They had this little boy, he came out, he started singing, and they're like, holy shit.
He was getting them ass whoopings. He had no other choice.
You feel me?
Maybe that's another thing. We got so many young niggas running around, we need to put their ass in the stew.
Yeah, I don't know. Regardless, though, it's just like, I'm not saying that there isn't talent like that out there.
Somebody not getting beat like, I don't condone that.
The foundations are gone. The foundations are gone, and I feel like the foundation of gospel that was probably influencing like 80 to 90% of any popular black music from the beginning of
Pharrell started out in the church too.
You feel me? From the beginning of then up until the 2010s. You know what I mean? Like that shit's gone. That influence and foundation is just not as prevalent as it used to be. And like I think it did a lot to the way the music feels. And the digital age, like it's just not a lot of people that's, I don't know. The soul has been taken out, literally.
No, literally. So we're gonna wrap things up, but before we go, we've gotten a lot off our chest, but is there anything else that you want to get off your chest? Something that you've been thinking about? It doesn't have to be about music. It can be about anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, y'all just be safe, protect yourselves. We in an election year. Shit's weird. Obviously, so I don't know. I don't know how everybody else is doing. But shit has shifted and I feel it. I'm still a little fucked up about my camera being taken. Like, that shit really, like, still just trying to figure out how I feel about it. Like, even if I get the camera replaced, like, it's kind of like
the fact that you have to even replace the camera, you don't think about
crazy.
that shit.
And then it's just like, you know, it's like
you haven't had no leads.
No, it's just I don't know. So it's just like, I don't know, dog. I'm just pushing, man. I'm gonna just keep pushing. I don't really got shit to say. Like, I don't know. I might fuck around, go to a new city sometime. Just go try something else. See what else is new. You know what I mean? Go see what's up in LA. Even though that place is even more like soulless and fake, apparently.
No
like,
way. Every time a nigga say he want to go at LA, I think it's because he want to fuck white hoes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, nah, you know what? It's not too many, like, no, I don't find white women attractive.
Okay.
So, like, there'd be a lot of Mexican girls out there, so I'm not really a fan of them
They
either.
might fuck with you.
They probably would.
It might be like, are you one of us?
And that's like, I am, technically, but I'm not.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's like, you know what I mean, but I'm not. So, I don't know, dog. It's... Shit, man. Y'all just make sure whatever you're doing it from the heart. Like, put some passion into this shit. Take care of yourself. Do right by others. Like, do right by others. Like, even though it's like, again, I'm in this place where, like, it's like that camera, I was using it to build, like, I was a lot of people's, like, first interview with that camera, you know?
Aww.
I was really doing a lot, you know what I mean? You know, just, shit meant something to the people that I was putting on. And then, you know, even the cookout itself was a community, like, give back type of thing. So, like, for that device to be taken out of all things was just kind of crazy, man. Like, it just... Ain't no need to step on other people to get where you try and go. And it's like, you know, if you can do right while you're making your way up, and maybe that's not how you go up. Maybe you gotta step on niggas to
I was
get
just
where
about
you
to say, because that could be questionable.
You know,
I don't
like,
agree with it, but
right,
like...
yeah, it's like, it goes against my morals, but at this point, y'all niggas is forcing my hand. This is my villain origin story. You know what I mean? I don't even know, dog. I got a lot to say, but nothing at the same time. It's, we here, though, with Venus...
Live from Unit 1.
Right, live from Unit 1 with love, you feel me?
That's all for today's episode. But like I said earlier, stay tuned because we got a special guest from... Oh, wow. A special mix from our special guest.
It's like, I'm going to have to make that mix. I had to go get my fucking cord. I even got a controller right now. But
we gonna figure it out. And look, it's
out.
Gonna work out. Like, I hate to sound like that cliche person, but like... Things could be much worse. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
I always keep
like,
that in mind.
Like, it was your camera. Like, bro, I done got my whole laptop stolen.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Shit
and it's just
getting
like
taken from people. Like, nah,
and it's just like I've gotten back. My laptop was stolen, but what I gotten back was tenfold. You know what I'm saying? Not even just the laptop, but just like I got better opportunities since then. I still have my life. I still have my health. Like, that could have been the end of niggas' careers. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, you gonna be okay. Whether that's in Atlanta or in this city. And it's like you said, like, you have people who will pull up on you and like use their resources to help you.
Yeah, the support is there.
So yeah.
So there's still a GoFundMe though. Like I just need like $600, yo. I got like $300. So like, you know what I mean?
You better use
$5.
Klarna.
That's what I'm saying. $5 here and there.
After pay. Let me stop.
Whatever. $5 here and there. Just
is
support
it feminine to use Klarna?
I never
really Afterpay?
Heard about Afterpay. Feminine?
Like, is it feminine to pay in for?
That's
Is layaway feminine?
That's not feminine at all. Cause you'd be surprised. Like if you peel that shit back, it's a lot of niggas under there. That's all I'm gonna say. It's definitely a lot of niggas under there Afterpay and shit. So I wouldn't put no gender label on that.
I'm just kidding, y'all. But for real, stay tuned. We got a mix from iLLWiNK coming up. That's all for today. Bye.
Peace,